Hello and welcome to the Science Behind IDLife Medical Professionals webinar. My name is Ernest Franklin. I will be hosting the call. We have several keynote speakers that will be presenting information today, and we'll be explaining and giving those guys to you here shortly. But to begin with, we'd like to let you hear from our formulator, Paul Sullivan. We'll show you a quick 2-minute video, then afterwards you'll hear from our keynote speakers.
My name is Paul Sullivan. I'm a pharmacist, formulator, and a nutritionist that has been involved 17 years in designing, developing software nutritional formulas to address the current rise in chronic disease. As a pharmacist, seeing sickness rise and really finding the bottom line of it coming from the lack of nutrition in this country. Looking at the nutritional formulas that were available and seeing the lack of uniqueness among all the brands out there, I did see that everything was addressed to one single individual. And my observation is that one size does not fit all. In fact, it fits nobody. So my last 17 years have been spent developing the formulas, the science, the research, the thousands of algorithms, the 7,000 clinical studies to come up with formulas that really address every individual's unique nutritional needs. Where we're really different is addressing the needs of people's certain medical conditions and their prescription use. As a health professional, I see among doctors, physicians, and pharmacists serious concerns about supplements, more because of their interactions with certain medical conditions, the interactions with prescriptions, and then an evolving science that's come up in the last 7 to 8 years where critical nutrients are depleted by prescriptions, if not replaced, can cause an erosion of health care. The pharmaceutical industry is moving toward chronotherapy or chronomedication, and that's giving the right drug at the right time of day. One example would be that the liver is recharging itself at night between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So why would you want to give the nutrients in the morning? ID Nutrition delivers each of these nutrients at the particular time of day it's needed. One of the biggest concerns I have with products that are available in the marketplace, particularly at retail, are those with artificial ingredients that come from petroleum sources or maybe are using ingredients that are genetically modified. At IDLife, we use all natural ingredients or products that are synthesized from natural ingredients. We look at your health as a program. We're really addressing each individual nutrient that reflects your needs based on dietary issues, lifestyle issues, various chronic diseases you might have, various prescriptions you take, and various medical conditions. The future at IDLife is really exciting. We will deliver to you the same quality, the same science, the same efficacy, and the same safety in all current and future products.
Great. Well, again, that was Paul Sullivan. Now we're going to hear from our keynote speaker, Dr. Rick Wilson. Dr. Wilson is a preventive and cosmetic dermatologist. Dr. Wilson, are you there?
I'm here, Ernest.
Awesome. Take it over, Dr. Wilson.
Well, basically, I'm a physician who specializes in dermatology and varicose veins. But for many years now, I've been interested in personal health and how we can design systems that serve us individually in a customized fashion. And that's where IDLife comes in. When I first heard about this, it caught my imagination. There was just a spark right away, because when you see how individually designed, customized nutrition can work for us to be healthier, as Paul Sullivan is saying, then we have a great advantage working for us. Over 10 years ago, I began writing and speaking about this. I was speaking in New York a little over a year ago. Have since written a chapter for for nutrition and a dermatology book, and then just a few months ago we got published our text called Ultimate Health: Live Longer, Be Lean, Be Strong. And in there's a significant chapter about nutrition, which ties in exactly with what Dr. Paul Sullivan is talking about. So basically, what Dr. Sullivan and his group have done is they've taken advantage of over several thousand studies and over a period of more than 15 years to design what we call ID nutrition, individually designed nutrition. What they've done is compute algorithmic pathways that match what's called the personal health assessment. It's a stroke of brilliance, really, because it provides for us clear understanding and application of nutritional principles, which continue to evolve, showing us that we need not only vitamins and minerals, but probiotics. We also need things like antioxidants and omega-3s to balance out our nutrition. And as he's saying, Paul Sullivan is saying, one size does not fit all. You wouldn't give an 8-year-old the same thing you would give an 80-year-old. So in the ID Nutrition family, we're taking advantage of 130 or plus different nutritional ingredients. And in response to the personal health assessment, there are over 1 million different combinations of these 130 plus nutritional ingredients that come up with a personalized, customized bit of nutrition for any individual who takes that free personal health assessment. The neat thing is that can be done in a physician's office. It matches Dr. Sullivan's discussion about chronobiology, taking the right supplement at the right time of day. So it's a powerful way for us to meet our nutritional needs in the healthiest possible fashion.
Awesome. There are some best practices, and again, thank you, Dr. Wilson, for explaining the iNutrition and the concept behind the assessment test. There are also some best practices that several physicians on our team have been using. And just to give you an example, if you have 1,000 patients and 500 decide that they want to get on the supplements for $100 per month, you're looking at an additional $15,000 in revenue. That's a passive residual income for your practice. And to basically explain how that's working in its individual practice, we have online Dr. Darren Vigee, who can kind of talk to us about what he's doing in his practice. Dr. Vigee, are you there?
Yes, Ernest, I'm here, and thank you, guys. I'm excited as well about the ID Nutrition and the IDLife company. It was presented to me back in December, and I was on board instantly. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a solo practitioner in podiatry. I've been in practice for 14 years, focusing generally on diabetics and people with multiple pathologies, being vascular disease as well as diabetes and other ailments. And the reason I jumped on board is because of this whole idea of polypharmacy. There's so many patients who come to my office, and if you get their medication list, it's almost like opening a book. So because of that, and the idea of ID Nutrition being supplements that are customized to their medical needs, it really excited me because it's going to cut out the possibility of any drug interaction as well as drug to herb interactions or drug to supplement interactions. And that was the excitement for me. On top of that, there were some studies in a company here locally that developed some medications and supplementation for diabetics, which were actually focused on nerve health. And again, the supplementations there were so expensive that the patients couldn't afford them. So that right there again is what excited me about the IDLife and ID Nutrition. One of the things I just want to share with you guys is knowing that IDLife and ID Nutrition is going to be a company that's going to use natural products and products of the highest grade. Being that they're not using bioactive fillers is huge, because a lot of vitamins on the market today are using fillers that are not bioactive, and those things by themselves can cause oxidative stresses on the body. So this is a way for me, myself as a physician, to give my patients the best possible supplementation.
Thank you, Dr. Vigee. We appreciate your input on it. Guys, understand that the future of nutrition is here, and it's called IDLife. And as new research develops, new studies and new ingredients come on board, we can add those to our system and thereby keep our clients and our patients up to date. We have a lot of best practices, and one of the people that is doing an awesome job of bringing this to physicians from various disciplines is one of our leaders. Her name is Kay Hickman, and I'm going to ask her just to speak on what she's doing out of the Houston market and markets around the country with different physicians from different disciplines. Ms. Hickman.
Thank you, Ernest. What we've seen is that a variety of doctors and different physician groups are very excited about this, from dermatologists who are literally going to put this into their practice with every patient coming through the office, through chiropractors. We have sports medicine doctors, we have DOs, we have homeopaths, we have naturopaths, and we are finding that each and every one of them are finding more and more exciting ways to help their patients as well as bring additional income back to the practice. So it's really, I've not found a group yet that hasn't found a good match for this. And I just see this as the beginning of just a wonderful new company and how it can be applied in the medical industry. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Kay. Thank you guys for coming on the call, and we look forward to answering any questions that you may have in the future. Have a good night.